Good afternoon, Anonymous. We find ourselves in Darling at the Darling Museum, and I'm joined by John. John, thanks for having us.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be with you guys.
So, John, you were just telling me you have been involved with the museum pretty much since the start.
Yeah, forever.
Can you tell us a bit about how that came to be?
Well, it originally started with the Butter Museum. The Butter Museum was started by the VLV, which is the Vroue Landbouvereniging, ladies, and they got all these things from farms, put it together in the Butter, because the original co-op here was part of the Darling Dairy Co-op. But when they sold out to the Nitrofosca, which is a fertilizer company, they sold the building, so they had to move it. So they got together with the mayor of the town, who's Nico Mace, and then they organized between him and he was a very persuasive guy. And he managed to persuade the municipality to do things that probably other people wouldn't have done. But he persuaded them to donate this building as not the one we're in, but the one up there, which was the old town hall, to be used as a museum, because it was just not being used at the time. And so that's where it started with that. But at the same time, there was like a perfect storm. Yeah. The pre-primary school, they need to do a fundraiser. So what they did was they did a Oompa band thing in the evening, but they made it on a Saturday evening, which prevented a lot of people from going to church on a Sunday. So that became a problem. So the next year they decided, well, let's have a little museum thing. So they brought beds for the things, and they brought other, a kitchen and things, all the old tannies and mums. And Aunt Sunny was lying in the bed, and she entertained the kids and the people that came through. She was like the main attraction there, this old lady with this bonnet thing on her head. And that's basically how the museum started, was because of Angelique Besson and her mother-in-law and these kind of things. So that started it there. And then Aunt Baby Besson was another one. She was the chairlady of the Vroue Landbouvereniging, and between a lot of them, they managed to persuade most of Darling and Eisenfontein to donate stuff for the museum, which included very valuable things. And this museum, other friends of mine who sort of like professional museum KRAs, they have said that there's no other museum like this one in the country that they've been to.
Incredible.
So so it's and purely because of the generosity of the people in the district. Yeah.
And then yourself, how did you end up at the museum?
Well, basically because we had a museum on the farm, small one, and then one of the ladies of the VLV came to me and said that we started this museum, but we're missing a lot of stuff. Don't you want to bring the stuff from your museum here? So, which is what I then did. So,
and how long ago was that?
That was the early 1980s, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you've been involved in here for
mid-1980s, somewhere there, yeah.
Is that a good 40 years you've been involved
in
it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And now, what would you say Darling would be best known for?
Well, probably the wildflowers.
Yeah.
The dairy co-op and the butter and things is also probably another one. And then, it's just a very beautiful town. Very beautiful people and very interesting people. There's a lot of funny people in Darling. Yeah.
Good, interesting in a good way.
Always. Yeah. There's always, and the other thing is, there's always something happening. Yeah. There's never a dull moment in Darling. There's always something happening. Which always makes it interesting. Yeah.
Now, see, in the museum, you've got a lot of different sections that have been set up for different themes of the history of Darling. And there was one that was quite interesting that you spoke about. There was a nurse.
That was Aunt Monica Duckett. She was a Devet, lady from Robertson that married Wellesley Duckett here farmed outside Darling, a farm called Mud River. And she came first in the country as a midwife in the midwifery class. And she was, as a prize, was a midwife's kit, which she never used. So it was pristine. When she gave it to the museum, it was actually pristine. She was also a member of that VLV committee. Okay. Actually, yeah.
And it's still looking as pristine as ever.
Yeah.
Now, something else that I definitely caught out the guy's eyes, the saloon.
Oh, right, yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about that?
That was when there were two hotels in Darling, both owned by a man called Hyman Becker. And he emigrated from Lithuania or Latvia, one of those Eastern European countries, with nothing. He arrived here in Darling with literally nothing. And he worked himself up. He owned the 2 hotels plus a cafe in Darling. Now, the 2 hotels were the Royal Hotel and then Commercial Hotel over the road from the Spa, where there's a little part of that building still remaining there, the newer part of that building. Anyway, so he then decided to change the old Royal Hotel and broke it down, and they built the Nemesia Hotel in its place. It was built not so much for accommodation, but for the bar and things like that to keep the hotel going. Yeah. So the accommodation was not its major function. Yeah. But anyway, it was. But that's what it is now. There's a lot of people staying in it, sort of almost residential.
Okay.
And then it was Sundays was a big thing in the old days. Was people used to go to the Platteland towns from Cape Town to come for Sunday lunches. So they would take a Sunday drive and go to Darling or Maritzburg or Malmesbury or Langebaan or somewhere just to take a drive. Yeah, because petrol was affordable.
Not so much anymore.
Not so much, no, not so much. And then you'd go there, and it was us kids always, if we went to those hotels, we went to the Samoa Hotel in Maritzburg, and particularly quite a lot to the one here in Darling, the old Royal Hotel, was you had to finish that whole menu. You can't just choose out of it. You had to start at the top and go right through.
All the way through.
Yeah. So you go, we sleep very well on Sunday night, yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
John, thank you so much for sharing a bit about the history of Darling and the museum. We'll definitely add a lot of extra footage and videos and that, so our viewers can see exactly what Darling is about and was about in the history.
No, okay, that's fine. Dead right, man. So whatever you want to know something, you just give us a shout. I am here.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
I'll hang around while you guys are here until you move away.
Beautiful. I'll see you guys next time.